Welcome. This is episode 1 of 1000. At 16, I thought myself invincible. Late night tales and local legends were nothing more than myths to scare children. But one fateful evening changed it all. My friends and I were returning from a late night movie. We decided to take a shortcut alongside the river, where the mists rolled thick and the only sound was the water's melancholic gurgle. The legend spoke of La Llorona, the weeping woman, haunting these waters in search of her lost children. We laughed it off, mocking the cries and mere stories to prevent youngsters like us from wandering late. But as the fog thickened, a chill settled in. From a distance, a soft, haunting lullaby reached our ears. "It's probably just the wind," my friend Javier whispered, but his eyes darted nervously. The silhouette of a woman emerged from the mist. A long, flowing white dress contrasted starkly against the dark waters, and her long black hair cascaded down her back. But it was her eyes, red and mournful, that sent shivers down my spine. They held centuries of grief.
"Children, have you seen my babies?"
She wailed, her voice echoing eerily across the river. Frozen in place, I felt a hand grip mine. It was Javier urging me to run, but my feet were rooted to the spot. I was entranced by her sorrowful gaze. She moved closer, and the ground seemed to grow colder with each step she took.
"Help me find them."
She whispered, tears streaming down her face. Javier's grip tightened, pulling me back to reality.
"Run!"
He screamed. We sprinted, the haunting cries of La Llorona echoing behind us. "Come back. Don't leave me alone," she yelled. The mist grew denser, blinding our path, but we didn't stop until we reached the safety of our home. Breathless and shaken, we swore never to venture near the river at night again. Years have passed, but the echo of La Llorona's lament still haunts my dreams. Whenever I hear a distant cry or the soft melody of a lullaby, I'm transported back to that fog-laden night. The night I stared into the eyes of a legend and I lived to tell the tale.
I was 17 years old. Mysteries appeared as beckoning challenges. One was the old church outside town, infamous for La Llorona's haunting and my brother's mysterious disappearance years earlier. Determined to confront both the legend and my personal grief, my friends and I ventured inside. The dilapidated church held an oppressive air, but what truly chilled our spines was the unmistakable sound of sobbing. Emerging from the shadows, La Llorona's visage was horrifyingly mesmerizing. Her long matted revenge, raven black hair flowed like dark water, partly obscuring a face so pale it was almost translucent. Hollow, sunken eyes dripped endless tears of inky blackness, and her mouth, a twisted gash, uttered mournful wails that seemed to resonate from another world. Her tattered white gown clung to her skeletal frame, swaying ghostly as if underwater. Drawn by a mixture of horror and sadness, I approached. "Have you seen my brother?" I pleaded. Her gaze, filled with centuries of torment, met mine, making the air around us grow even colder. Sensing an imminent threat, Maria whispered urgently,
We need to leave now.
as we turned on our heels. Our footsteps echoed through the hollowed church, mingling with her increasing wails. The once foreboding silence was now replaced by a cacophony of our desperate breaths and our haunting cries. The church's old wooden doors seemed miles away, yet with every step we took, an icy chill followed closely. To our horror, as we dared to glance back, we saw her spectral figure gliding effortlessly over the smoke ground, her dark hair billowing like a cloud of smoke. As we neared the exit, her mournful cries grew more desperate, and her pace quickened. The boundary between the spiritual and the living seemed to blur as her bony fingers brushed against the back of my jacket, sending a paralyzing cold through me. Bursting through the church doors, the night outside seemed almost welcoming in comparison. Yet, even as we fled into the protective embrace of the night, her lamentations echoed in our ears, a haunting reminder of the legend we'd so naively challenged. The ancient oaks hid a playground that had witnessed countless seasons, including the last moments I'd seen my brother. Aged 13 and driven by unresolved emotions, I returned with friends. Amidst the corroded playground equipment, a haunting lullaby began. As we turned, La Llorona appeared. Her appearance was nightmarish, skin stretched tight over gaunt features, hands elongated with bony fingers ending in ragged nails, reaching out as if to grasp something lost. Her once white gown was stained with the sorrow of ages, and from deep within her hollow eyes, black tears streamed down, creating dark rivulets on her pallid cheeks. Mustering bravery, I stepped forward. "Do you know of a boy, my sibling?" Her mournful eyes, carrying the weight of endless grief, seemed to pierce right through me. She paused, her voice softening.
I might know where he is.
"Follow me." My friends shouted warnings, but the possibility of finding my lost brother was too tempting to resist. Entranced, I followed her deep into the playground. The world around seemed to blur, with only her spectral form remaining in sharp focus. She led me to an ancient oak, its trunk scarred with time. With a gesture, she revealed a hidden entrance at its base.
He's with him.
She whispered. As I hesitated, her eyes filled with sorrow and understanding met mine.
Go. Find your peace.
Descending into the depths of the tree, a soft light led me to a cavern. In its center, a scene from years past played out. A young boy, unmistakably my brother, playing happily. It was a memory, frozen in time, offering both closure and torment. Emerging from the tree, the playground was silent. La Llorona was gone. Yet, her gift of knowledge, both comforting and cruel, would stay with me forever.
The legend had intertwined with my personal tale, forever binding me to that haunted playground.